Hey guys and gals, James Green, Short Series Shenanigans. Part 3. This is the shaft that we're going to be building for the Bridgeport power feed modification. So, in the last video you saw where we drilled this out, and I already know from previously trying this on, this fits a little. I want to leave the same amount of, because basically half the shaft was in each direction, and I kind of want to keep that. So we do need to shorten this up a little bit. It's not going to affect anything. It'll just allow that a bracket that fits on there that come with the machine, or that came with the power feed, to be able to clear. So we're going to go ahead and chuck that up, turn it down. We're actually going to turn it all the way off to this flat here. That will leave us enough meat left to be able to clear everything again. So this will definitely work for what we got going on. And just, matter of fact, that'll about right up there. That's good. So we're just going to turn this down, and I've already got some shaft material picked out for everything else. Let me go ahead and get the camera situated here so you guys can see what's going on and get you a good view, and that way I can see the viewfinder. Okay. Alright, there we go. Get everything up here. And there. Make sure everything is as it should be. We never have enough horizontal space. Okay. That didn't look like it was, even though I had it in there, all like it should be. That may not be turned straight. We'll spin it here a little bit just to make sure that we're, again, all this is holding on there is, it's not going to be any high rate of speed. All it's doing is holding the shaft for the power feed. So throw us a little on there. Pretty soft material. We're just feeding this in by hand. There's a heavy cut. We'll just let it power feed now. Just peel it off there. No sense in trying to, sorry about that. No sense in trying to blow out a parting blade just to no sense in blowing out a parting blade just for, I'll move this over out of the way, for removing that. Because that would be one of those deals, especially when it got to the inside there where that keyed area was. I would venture a really good guess, just so you know, and the reason I know is because I have done it before. So rather than, you know, just because some people would ask, why don't you just come in with a parting bit and part it off? Well, I've done that, and like I said, that area in there, safety's in, that keyed area, what'll happen is that parting blade will get in there, and that area where the key is, it will hit that and it will snap your blade, and you will not be happy. We're going to go ahead and angle this a little bit. Come in here. Back in high. Get a little chamfer going. There we go. So yeah, the reason I say that is because I have done that. It is not pretty. It is not fun. It is not enjoyable. Okay, so this is pretty soft material, which is fine. Again, all it has to do is hold the shaft for what we're doing. We'll come in here a little bit and use our Noga. Oh yeah, this is a leaded material. Out of curiosity, the shaft that we are actually working on, the major diameter here, is 13/16. Okay, so we actually have a large chunk of 1 inch. I believe it's 1 inch. Let's see. I want to say it's close to it. Yep. We have some 4100 series material, 4140, 4130, something like that. And so that's what we're going to use to make our part. Let me go ahead and slide our tool back into the area, the profile. Now the overall length that we're going to need, we're not going to make the whole shaft over. We're just making the very short end of it. And I set it down in amongst all my other doing a gazillion things. Here we go, right in front of me. How dare I hide something right in front of myself. So what we're actually going to recreate on this shaft, so everybody knows, is we're actually going to make this area here, and we'll actually drill through the new shaft once we have the new one pressed into place so the holes match up. So this here is 13/16, and this is a downsized area here where the other material that was in here and moving parts for the power feed, again, that's not going to be in there. So essentially what we're going to do is create this part with these threads and everything down here. And so we're going to get on here and start turning down to our major diameter. We'll get down to 13/16, and the overall length of this only needs to be from here to here, and then I'm going to recreate from this point on will actually be this major diameter here. And once I figure out, again, this is making something, it's kind of how I approach doing things. Once I figure out where that shaft needs to be, or that coupling piece that's actually a press fit on, it's a real light press, and then we'll determine where we need to cut our keyed slot. Okay, so first off, we'll get it in, we'll get her down, our major diameter down to 13/16. Go ahead and slide it in from the back of the machine here. And so we're probably going to need an area, total length of this first area is about 4¼ inches. So plus the additional 1.5 inches. So if we have, we'll do 6 inches out. Should be a good. And we've already got somewhat of a center here. Let me go ahead and straighten that up before I get it stretched out here too far. We'll get us a nice working center here, because that's a mess from the last time I used it, this material. Go ahead and set our, there we go. Okay, all right. And all we're going to do right now yeah, that's not even anywhere near center. Close all that off there. Just a whole new center on there. One more pass and we should have it. Alright. All that nastiness is gone. And now we're going to go ahead and get us a center here. And I'll try to keep everything to where you guys can see what's going on. And I will try to work a little faster so that we don't eat up a lot of camera time. Again, I don't like to spend a lot of time editing, so that's just my style. When I mess up, you see it. And we're going to slow this down to 70 RPM. Actually, I will move it over there, 190. To where we need to go for now. Get our bit out. Always make sure you pull your bits out of your tail stalks when you're not using them, or your tools, because it just takes a matter of a slip of a hand and you've put a gash in your hand, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all. So we got us a good starting center for that. We can now loosen everything up, get us about 6 inches out there. Gonna have to hog down on our, so there's 6 inches. We'll leave it just a little, I'll leave a little extra out there. So we're about 6 1/4 ish, which is fine. Alright, we'll get our live center in the back here. Sure we can get our tool down here into where we need to be to do our magic. Yep, that'll work. Alright. We're going to do some hogging now. Back over 460 and zero. Get our manual 0 on here. And away it goes. Dialed in about 30 thousandths. This is a CNMG 433. These are some inserts I got from a guy off of Facebook. They've actually been, they're Kennametal inserts. They're actually doing pretty good. They're great for hogging. I mean, some people thought the 433 is pretty big in, but for what I'm doing, they work great. We're getting a good finish. That doesn't get over here in something. A really pretty blue flying razor blade. kept my feet flat. I didn't let them up. And I've got my hook here. Nice, beautiful cobalt blue. Set these over here in the trash can. In fact, we get the trash can over here, just so we have it handy for these other nice long, so they don't wrap around anything. There we go. Alright, so we've got the hog pass off. Nice, pretty finish. So let's see where we're at. We'll just take a guess of meter measurement. We're 0. And yes, everyone always says, yeah, and these are left-handed calipers, folks. This is why I like left-handed calipers, because if they were right-handed ones, you'd have to be like doing this over here, and it's just, they're handy. And so we are 915 thousandths. And we need to be, let's check our shaft here to make sure. And we'll actually use the micrometer here. I checked it earlier. And we should be $812 on the button. So 812, and we said we were 912. Let's just take a measurement. And we know it's warm and it's big. It has grown. And this is going to be the, actually, this is going to be the end up here where we're going to need to worry about that, our major diameter, because we'll do major and we'll work down smaller. And so up here we're, wow, so we're right at almost 100 thousandths. We're 911.5 right there. Okay, that's what I like about these. I love these Metatoyos. I'm a big Metatoyo Digimic. The Starrett ones are junk. Do yourself a favor. Get rid of those Starrett ones that are the digital ones. They're junk. Now I've got 436s from 0 all the way up to 16, and I love them. These are handy for doing this quick stuff. So we need to do 100 thousandths, so 50 thousandths per side. But I'm not going to pull that much, although this worked well with a 30 thousandths. We'll go ahead and do it, dial in another 30, and do another run. Actually, before I do, I need to get my bar stock in the back. Needs to be supported a little bit because it's wobbling here. Not a big deal, but that's what the that's what they're for. And it wasn't exactly straight, and so it was, there we go. It was wobbling, causing the machine to shake a little bit because it wasn't correct. Do that real quick. That's what these are for, the spider nut, so when you have something sticking out of the back here, there we go. When you have something sticking out of the back, that's what it's for. Sticking long stock out, again, we're only about 3 inches out of the back here, but still, if it's not in there correctly, there we go. Yeah, it was off. There we go. And I just finger tighten these on, and then I tighten up the backing nuts with a wrench. Yeah, I had it all off a little bit, and when the chuck tightened down, it pushed it all to one side. So that's the best way. If you guys don't have a spider nut on the back, I like running it, especially if you don't want to end up cutting off a bunch of material and just having a bunch of short pieces left over, and you're a garage guy like me. Have your, make you a spider nut if you can for your lathe. And they are handy because, again, I don't have a big 10-foot piece hanging out here, but you know, this stuff ain't cheap. So there we go. One of them was over a little bit, and so it was vibrating. I bet it won't vibrate anymore. Let's see. Yep, there it went away. Okay, yeah, I had it pushed over quite a bit. So we were there. We still should have our information. Yep. Making sure that there was no slack, and there's not. All right. Get my bucket ready. Big fan of these chip hooks from Enco. They're only like $2 or $3. They're handy, handy, handy. I was working on Delrin the other day, and there's a bunch of black Delrin in the chip pan, or not a bunch, but enough I need to get it out of here so it's catching on everything. Flying razor blades. Yeah. And one more down here. So feeding speed's looking pretty good up here on the end where it's finishing. Again, right out here, you know, we're still going to be turning some down, so we may speed it up and figure out our what works good for us there. See where we're at, see how much more we have to go. Take us a measurement. $852,000. Yeah. 853. And we need to be, we said 812. Yeah, we got a ways to go still. Yeah. 812.2. So I'm gonna try 750 and see how it runs. smoother finish. Real smooth finish. RPM, getting a lot better finish. A lot smoother finish. Beautiful finish. Oh yeah. So it definitely likes the higher speed, which is good. The only drawback is at times on these 433 inserts is you get long chips like this, which is fine for what I'm doing. If I was doing all day every day like some of the other guys, yeah, I'd probably switch around, but they're a good insert. I can manage it. I just have to be really careful. Typically you don't want that to happen, but that's what a 433 insert does in this 4100 series material. Makes a long, stringy, deadly chip if you're not careful. This is why I like the I'm a big fan of the thermometers. When you're curious, you don't want to touch something, see if it's hot. I'm always showing this. They're like 30 bucks at Harbor Freight. They're worth it. Let's see how hot the shaft is. It says 69, but I know that's not what it is. There we go. It doesn't like, huh? Yeah. It doesn't like shiny, reflective. Yeah, it's not reading correct for this. It's a whole lot hotter than what it says it is. That's the only thing, if you're trying to measure temperature off something shiny. So basically what I'm going to be doing here is getting down to starting over. Because, yep. Actually, I'm going to slide it out. So you got to see live and unedited. I got carried away with my feeds and we went way under. But because we only we went way under for that. So I can recover from that. So what I'm going to do, because I only need a short area for it to be that size. So I'm not going to, it's not like I have to pull it all out. What I'll do is I'll feed more out, because I only need an area that is about, you know, 1.25 inches, if that long of that. So again, me trying to do a million things. This is where at times people think that, you know, when you're videoing, you get sidetracked, you make mistakes, but that's fine. It's not a showstopper. All I need to do is slide it out and we'll just shorten up on it, which is, you know what, I'd rather have a part that's a little long here than too short. So I got carried away, not paying attention, trying to do more than one thing at a time. Get our hammer here, move our material around. So these are mistakes you make when you're doing it. And I know that's really, really, really hot. There we go. Okay. I just hold it up because it's very warm, I know. Alright, so that's an easy fix. We just feed a little more out. Come back up in here.